Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, July 29th, 2015. I'm FRASER with the details. Describing the arrival of a Garifuna delegation from Belize here for a series of meetings as special, leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Eustace, says he is amazed by the resilience of the indigenous people who were banished from this country 200 years ago by the British, and that his party will do all it can to correct the wrong committed against them. At a media conference this morning at the party's headquarters, Eustace says his proclamation made on May 21st, 2015 to grant honorary citizenship to all descendants if elected into office still stands. He says while there will be hurdles in achieving this goal as it pertains to constitutional matters, it can be done once all remain united, as there are tangible benefits to be derived.
These benefits would also include significant contribution to our tourism and other economic sectors. I'm not in the least assuming that this is an easy task that can be accomplished overnight. I recognize that there are many challenges related to international law that have to be overcome. But we have the faith and the belief that we shall overcome such challenges as we continue this process. We have committed ourselves to discuss all solutions with the Garifuna leadership. We will solve the problem together.
Eustace chided this country's Prime Minister for instilling fear in his party's efforts to unify the Garifuna living abroad. He says those without vision will be left on what he termed as the garbage heap in the so-called Caribbean civilization.
Some, including this country's Prime Minister, have sought to instill fear and doubt in the minds of our population on this issue, even claiming that Garifuna will come to take our jobs and property. I condemn unequivocally this attitude as nothing more than political fear-mongering and a lack of concern for the Garifuna people. Where there is no vision, the people always perish. And those without vision will be left in the garbage heap of the so-called Caribbean civilization and our Caribbean history. Professor Ramos, you are here with us today and you remain. I say again, welcome home, Garifuna. Welcome home.
Guest speaker and head of the Garifuna delegation from Belize, Professor of History and Political Science, Wellington Ramos, says to shy away from the issue of honorary citizenship and to deem it as political is nonsensical, since everything in society has a political twist. Professor Wellington says his organization is willing to hold discussions with all political parties or entities and will not be subjugated or manipulated to having an objective opinion.
So, let me make this proud and clear that we, the Garifuna people, when it comes to St. Vincent, we are going to talk to all the political parties in St. Vincent, ULP, PNP, and even RIP if they exist. We're not just for one political party, so it's a bunch of nonsense. This party that you have in power has been communicating with people from my country. But the kind of people they're communicating with, they have no kind of substance. These people are followers, and they're looking to be on television and get attention like a monkey looking for a banana on a tree. And when the banana is finished, they drop down and wobble their tail. We're not into that kind of foolishness. We are about substance. We know a couple of things. We know that in our interests, as a people, we must reunify and connect together as one for us to change our economic, social, political, and economic situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and all the countries we are in. That is a fact.
According to Professor Wellington, he has already drafted a constitution in regards to the Garifuna people, which has been presented to the United Nations in the hope of presenting a unified front to the international body.
That document is currently under scrutinization by different for Garifuna organizations. And we are planning to have a Garifuna Summit in Honduras next year where that document is going to be ratified. The missing link is St. Vincent because we have an organization, I heard, for Garifuna people here in St. Vincent, but we are not really sure what kind of organization it is. We have tried to reach out to them, and we were also afraid that we have an organization that is maybe favorable to one political party as opposed to another political party. So in our trip here today, and this week or whatever, for the next week, we want to sit down and talk with a lot of Garifuna people to try and form a real organization to see what is going to be our way forward.
The 2015 Human Trafficking in Persons report issued by the United States government has been highly criticized by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The report still has this country on the Tier 2 watch list and states that SVG is a source, transit and destination country for men, women and children subjected to forced labor and sex trafficking. However, at a media conference yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says the statements and conclusions in the report lack in specificities and certain facts were stylized in search of a theory of explanation.
Read the report which they have on Trinidad with a whole set of specificities, and you read our report, the report on us, you will see what I tell you, it's inchoate. It is lacking specificity of some gravamen. It is stylizing certain facts in search of a theory of explanation, and in some cases, plain wrong-headed. But still, we work with all persons who want us to see the trafficking in persons that this global problem be addressed. And of course, the Americans will tell you that they have a trafficking in persons problem of humongous proportions. I'm not bad talking America. I'm just making a point that they have a problem in this regard of huge proportions. And you can look to see how they grade themselves. It was quite well.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment earlier today received over $15,000 in medical supplies from a Vincentian United States-based group. The supplies, which will be distributed to clinics across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including Georgetown, Park Hill, Caliqua, Owia, Paget Farm and Stubbs, were donated by the United Vincie Cultural Group of Brooklyn, New York. President of the group, Roxie Irish, says they are happy to be in SVG again to do what God has gifted them to do. Irish says the group operates under the theme, "They are blessed to be a blessing," and adds that they are committed to doing whatever they can to help meet the medical needs of SVG.
I admire nurses who do it as a profession, but I'm in love with nurses who do nursing because they care, they have a heart for the people. And I'm a firm believer that ministry is about people, and if we're not touching and affecting lives positively, then we're not really doing anything. So today it's a privilege for us to travel from New York to come down and give you whatever we have been gifted. Right now we have in the amount of over $15,000 in supplies. That also includes shipping of the equipment, the supplies, and we're giving thanks to the people in Brooklyn who are very strong supporters. Without them, this would not be possible. Every time we do a tea party, every time we do a cultural concert, the people come out in great numbers and they support. Whenever we ask for help, they're there. So we want to say thank you to the people of Brooklyn. And before I even hand over the mic again to Mr. DeShong, I just want to say for all of the nurses, thank you so much for your service to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And don't think that we're not paying attention. We're paying, because really the true heroes are the nurses.
Minister of Health Clayton Burgin expressed much gratitude to the group for the quality of medical supplies.
We know that health is the business of all, not only the government, but the individuals and organization and community and so on. Because if we have a healthy nation and a healthy community, we know that productivity would increase, the economic advancement of the country would progress and move forward.
And we are always happy, Ms. Irish, for any support that we can get from our Vincentian in the diaspora organization and government, because health is an expensive venture. And some of the individuals who need medical care, they can't afford certain medical care unless it's the basic one that we provide. When they have advanced medical care like tertiary care, sometimes they have to go overseas because we may not have the service in St. Vincent, being a small country and poor. But it's very good that you and others in the diaspora are assisting us in providing for the needs and for the health of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
On a related note, the health minister commended the Vincentian group for not abandoning their country of birth, but instead saw the need to give back in very meaningful ways.
They have shown true love and patriotism, and I want you to take back that to the rest of your organization from us here on behalf of the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, how much we appreciate the services that you're rendering to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and most of the marginalized and poorer class of people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We in the Ministry of Health are doing our best. We are reforming the health system. You know, we are working hard, as I tell the nurses, the doctors, all the health workers. You know, majority, if not all of them, are working very tediously and very hard over time, give up their time freely sometimes, you know, to ensure that the health of the nation is being kept in good order.
Burgin took the opportunity to list some of the items that were donated and will be accessible at medical clinics throughout the country.
Finger pulse oximeter. And I think the nurses them would have to tell you what that is. I was never a medical doctor. Stainless steel footstool, stethoscope, mobile blood pressure machines, emergency cart with 3 drawers, oxygen nebulizer, gooseneck lamp, IV lines, UV stand, handheld fetal Dopplers. They have told me what that is. Suction machine, vaginal speculum, you know, scissors, kidney disc and bowl, crutches, cane, band-aids, surgical tape. Some of these things are what we have here. They are much more than what I'm listed, you know. Hydrogen peroxide, you know, those are useful things, sutures, all those other things. So, not being a medical doctor, from time to time I ask my nurses and the doctors what those things are.
Parents and guardians are being advised that for their children to grow up to become the best they can be, they are to shield them from fear and hopelessness that may threaten their holistic growth. That's according to Canon Otis Nichols, the guest speaker of the Kingstown Day Nursery and Preschool graduation held at the school yesterday. Canon Nichols says adults often transmit fear and anxiety onto their children, and that it is better for them to protect the young ones from these feelings by instilling in them courage and endurance.
Go forward with your children, transmit to them a sense of courage, a sense of silent strength, a sense of commitment, rather than fear and anxiety. And sometimes as parents you have to protect your children from some of the other stuff that may be happening around you and within the home. I don't want to sound like an ancient of days, but I never knew when my parents were having a quarrel. And God knows at this stage, I know now some of the times when they were having a quarrel. But at an age like these and a little older, I did not know. Because they felt that as part of their responsibility was to shadow me from certain things at that age.
Nursery coordinator of the Early Childhood Facility, Clarke, in her remarks recalled her fond memories with the graduates and advises parents that each child has a unique and valuable personality and that they should remain involved in their holistic growth and development.
And when she came the following day, she came to the office and she said, I wasn't in school, you know. I said, why? She said, because I went to a vacation Bible class and we did lots of stuff there. But you know, I miss my friends here because it was only for 2 days. And she was all bubbling and she told us what went on. These children who have been entrusted to our care were ours from the time you said good morning and you signed them into the book downstairs. We weren't strangers to them. We were their mothers and their nurses and everything when it comes to nutrition. Most important, we were their friends, and we were friends of the parents. To the different stages, they are unique yet different. Do not compare or contrast them with their siblings. As they step up to big school, it's up to you now to get acquainted with their teachers. There will always be homework, although they would say no homework today.
Lyme St. Vincent earlier today announced that it will be supporting a number of students here with academic scholarships. According to country manager Wayne Hull, Lyme is using this venture as a way of investing in the nation's youth, which he says is a critical part in the movement to achieve national development. Over the years, Lyme has been providing children of its employees with scholarships, but this year it says there are no employees with an eligible child, and that 4 well-deserving top CPA performers were awarded with the scholarships. Hull used the opportunity to encourage the students to always strive for excellence and advise their parents to never falter in their responsibilities of providing guidance and to support them in the academic journey.
The only thing that is standing between you and having your scholarship being awarded each year is your continuous excellent performance. I want to encourage you to stay focused, work hard, and remain determined to succeed. We are very conscious of the economic challenges that are out there, and as such, Lyme would give you the commitment that we would continue to support you over the life of your student within the secondary school and the tertiary level, you know, in terms of getting their education here in St. Vincent. I want to encourage the parents as well, remain committed to your children and remain committed to making sure that they deliver excellent grades, excellent conduct during their school life.
In addition, Lyme will award the top 3 participants of the National Lions Club Public Speaking Competition with scholarships. They are Eric February, Damali James, and Chrislyn Fraser. Marketing manager at Lyme, Nicola Williams, encouraged the students to work hard and to maintain their good grades, advising them that failure to do so means they lose their scholarships. She encouraged the awardees to be brave and to prepare themselves for the difficult but not impossible journey ahead.
So the very fact that you're here today to receive your awards again, it means that you have done an excellent job. So I just want at this time to put our hands together for the parents and for the children who did such a fabulous job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You have done us extremely proud. We are extremely proud. We're looking forward to some serious scholars. I want, when I have more gray hair, I have 1 or 2, don't tell anybody, but I want when you can see more of my gray hairs, and I'm talking about our scholarship holders, I can say I have 10 island scholars from our scholarship programs, and I can call you out and you'll be up here addressing the new awardees. So I'm really excited. I also want to congratulate our new scholarship awardees because they have done a fantastic job.
The St. Vincent Brewery Limited will conclude its 30th anniversary celebrations for its Haroon Bear brand with its Deal or No Deal competition. The brewery's regional commercial manager, Shaffield London Williams, says Friday's event is a game filled with excitement based solely on luck and chance. London says the company has been celebrating in a number of ways, including Carnival and Under the Crown promotions, with 10 lucky persons given the opportunity to claim $300 on the spot, but instead chose to enter the Deal or No Deal competition. The ultimate goal to win $30,000. And some of the finalists spoke to the media on their thoughts and expectations ahead of Friday's Deal or No Deal competition.
First time I ever entering to win a crown, and I feel proud of it today because I always look I win. I sell my icebox and I have a small shop in Kingston.
Really a great opportunity to sell my brand at this forum. So technically I'm kind of partnering with the brewery, you know, with the whole marketing of the 30 years of High Road, the 30 years of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Well, I wouldn't say 30 years of doubles because it's only 7 years now that I'm really doing doubles, so to speak. It's my first opportunity of winning any event of this nature. So I technically feel that I'm already blessed because I'm getting to sell my brand, get some mileage for the business at this forum. So I think I'm already a winner, but I'm really looking for the 30 grand because I have need for it. So.
Well, first I will give it to I will give a little child something. And have, well, we will say vagrant, but they're not vagrant. I will treat the vagrants on the street because they are my friends.
The first one I got, I don't know, as fate have it, I bought a Hyrule up by Gemma. Actually, Gemma was supposed to be a finalist as well because she has a small business up the street. And while I drank my Hyrule, I just saw the thing and reflexively I just threw the cork in the bin. You understand? And it took me a while after the night I saw the promo on television. See, but look, I just threw it 30 grand by. You understand? So I went searching, but then she had already disposed of the garbage, so I couldn't really get the crumb. But fortunately, I had another opportunity. We were living on the pavement, and the morning I had to do the cleanup, and I found a crumb. And so I'm here. So I know the 30,000 is mine.
Omari John, Daron Davy and Osborne Rogers, all from Arnisvale, have been arrested and jointly charged with the offense of robbery. They are accused of being armed with a hammer and knife approaching Justice Gill of Rathamil on July 28, 2015 and depriving him of one Nokia cell phone valued at $129 at Arnisvale. The trio were escorted before Senior Magistrate Carla James at Kingstown Magistrates Court today. They were not allowed to plead to the offense, which was laid indictable. The prosecution had no objection to their bail, which was allowed in the sum of $4,000 each with one surety. The matter has been adjourned and transferred to the Serious Offences Court for another hearing on September 2nd, 2015, when the date will be set for the preliminary inquiry.